Oh, hi there, friends. Oh, hello. How are you all doing? It's good to see you. It's good to be back. It's always like when I'm away for a while and then I come back, I'm always like, how do I do this again? is this thing on? You? Hello? Hello? Yes, it is I. It is Nick. It is the real, authentic, validated ASMR nerd, not some imposter, not some pretender. I am here. I'm back. Went on a trip and I have returned. It has been a few weeks. It's been a few weeks. It's been since like early May, and now it's early June. Happy Pride Month, by the way, everybody. I've got to change up the channel graphics and all that stuff to reflect Pride Month here. I just haven't had a chance yet, but it is wonderful to be back. It is excellent to see you all, and I hope that you've had a nice past few weeks. I hope that your May was excellent. My May was pretty excellent for the most part. Definitely got some sightseeing in. For those who don't know, I was away because my wife and I were going on a belated honeymoon. We got married a little over a year ago, and we decided for our first anniversary we should probably actually go on a honeymoon. So that's what we did. And for said honeymoon, we went on a cruise in the Mediterranean, and that was really cool. It was not like a just sit back and drink all the time cruise. It was very much a let's see a bunch of cool places cruise. So we saw a lot in a relatively short period of time. The cruise was 11 days, and then we spent a little bit of time before and after also sightseeing. So solid slightly over 2 weeks that we were away. My goodness, what is going on here? What is going on here? We got a resub from BB Yorkie. BB Yorkie, is so good to see ya. BB Yorkie with the 39-month resub. That is a great many months, and it is wonderful to have you back for another one of them, BB Yorkie. Glad you could join us here. Thank you for continuing to kindly support this channel, this community, and myself. It really means a lot, especially when I'm like, it's like 50-50 chance if I'm going to be here these days, it feels like. So welcome back, BB Yorkie. Congrats on 39 months. And Nath coming in with the 23-month resub. Nath, thank you so much for coming back for another one. It is wonderful to see you as well, of course. 1 month shy of the big 2-year subiversary, so happy 23 months. Nath says, welcome back. I hope you've had an awesome time, and happy Pride. Happy Pride to you too, Nath. Yes, I did have a very good time. The only reservation on that is, and I'll just say this up front, not to downplay how amazing the trip was, but just so you all know why I'm like maybe a little more, I don't know, down tempo than usual. Well, not really, not off the bat, but I might tire a little faster. It might be a shorter stream, I guess is what I'm getting at. We'll see. But I and my wife Sarah and I both came down with norovirus like right on the return home. Literally, like, Sarah got sick as we were traveling. I got sick, like I stepped in the door at home here and then was like violently ill. So and so that was a few days of recovery. So we've been back for a few days, but I literally only today just started kind of feeling normal again and getting caught up on some messages and stuff like that. So that was scurvy. That's right, Ospander. I just didn't have nearly enough. Yeah, the pirate voyage was very good, but we did not bring enough limes. It was a real short-sighted mistake. But anyway, but I don't want that to overshadow the fact that the trip itself was amazing. And honestly, if we were going to get sick at any point, I'd way rather it be at the very end than at any point during the trip. So in that regard, it turned out for the best, I guess. But all that is to say that I am still quite tired. I was quite ill just a couple of days ago, and I'm still jet lagged as well. So we'll see how long this stream goes for. But my plan with this stream, friends, my plan was honestly just to hang out, chat with y'all. You know how I like to do it. I like to take my time and read through the chat. I know I'm not really right now, but I'll go back and I'll read all your messages. And we'll be a million miles behind. That's how we do things around here. Thank you for your patience as always. And I just want to hear how you guys have all been, how you doing, and then I'll share a little bit about my trip, and hopefully I can share some vacation photos, although I'm trying to just take them off my phone here, and they are really slow for some reason. But hopefully within the next 15 minutes or something, they'll be off of my phone, and then maybe we can go through some of them together. I honestly haven't gone through them myself yet, so I also have a bunch of them on this here camera that you are all watching through, and the memory card on this camera. Those I have not taken off the camera yet either, but I'll do that at a later date, and probably do a YouTube video at some point where I go through some of my favorite photos and I edit them up a little bit in Lightroom. I've done videos like that for my past number of trips. People seem to enjoy that, so at some point we'll do that. But yeah, maybe we'll get to some vacation photos tonight if y'all want. We don't have to. We can also just hang out and chat, or we could play some Oblivion Remastered. That's my other plan. Is if we have time tonight, I thought we would jump back into Oblivion Remastered, which I know is like old ass news now, but like I said, I've been away. I haven't had a chance to play it much. And we just started a character like early May and barely got anywhere with them. So it'd be nice to jump back in and play some more of that. So that's the plan. That's the overall plan for tonight here, y'all. Again, with the stipulation that I might run out of energy at some point here. And we might call it early, but hopefully not. Hopefully not, because we have awesome people here hanging out with us. Folks like FamCam. FamCam, what is up, my friend? FamCam ASMR in the house with the 73-month streak. Yes, Keith, it is definitely me. 100% authentic, natural, organic, grain-fed Nick. Free range. No imposters here. No siree. Welcome back for another one, my friend. For 73 freaking months. What even is time? I don't know. It's a human construct. It's just how we try and make sense of the gradual spiraling out of control of this reality to maximum entropy. And Odinson, my friend, wonderful to see you as well. Odinson, it has been a hot minute. How are you doing? Odinson says, hey Nick, how the heck are you? It's been too long. It's been too long. Welcome back for another one, Odinson. I'm glad you could join us tonight. Thank you for coming back for 52 freaking months. That's a dang long time. It is wonderful to have you here tonight, Odinson. Let's get a shout out while we're here. While we're here, shout out for FamCam. ASMR, because you know FamCam is a fantastic guy all around, a fantastic friend, but also a fantastic ASMR creator. There y'all. Make sure you click that heart. Click that heart. Follow that man here on Twitch, also on YouTube. Odinson also an ASMR creator on YouTube. Odinson, I know I am subscribed to you on YouTube. I know I have your channel. For some reason, I always struggle to find it. I don't know why. That doesn't sound very good. But it's like the way you've got your name stylized. When I search it, it doesn't always show up. I think. I know. Can you like DM me the link? I wanna share it so that people can find you. If you whisper it to me on Twitch or on Discord, I'll share that with the fine people in the chat. Also, Maria Clara. Maria, it has been so long. Oh, welcome back to the stream. Maria Clara coming on in with the 40-month subiversary. Maria, it is so good to see you back. It's been ages. I know you left a comment a while back on YouTube being like, I hope I can make it to a stream soon. And here you are. I don't know if it's because I'm starting a slight bit earlier than I have in recent history, or because you just really wanted to be here and made it happen. But either way, I appreciate it. Maria Clara says, hey Nick, it's so good to see her back. Welcome. And it's good to be back to the community after a long time. A long time. As always, you're amazing. Aw, thank you. It's very kind. You are too kind. And to be with you in this great chat made me feel really happy. Whoa, that was really loud. Sorry, guys. Oh my god. Super relaxing, I'm sure. Ah, crikey. That was my phone. And I forgot. Well, okay. So while I was away, I had... Okay, back it up 2 steps. As you know, probably, maybe, I have type 1 diabetes. That means I take medication numerous times a day. When I travel in different time zones, those medication times get all screwed up. Wait, stream frozen? Stream frozen for someone else? Gosh, I hope not. Is anyone else other than Sargon having a frozen stream issue? Oh, what was I saying? Oh, look at my phone. Figured out that it's plugged in again. You know what? I copied off a bunch of photos. That's probably enough for now. We'll just roll with that for now. I've got 915 photos here. That's definitely enough to share. What I was trying to say is that when I'm traveling, my medication times get all messed up. And so I have to put alarms on my phone to remind me of the new medication times. And then coming back again, I have to readjust to my old medication times again. And so I have the alarms on my phone to remind me again. That was for my evening insulin, is what that alarm was. I meant to turn it off before the stream. I forgot to do so. I apologize for the very loud alarm. That's what I was trying to say. Oh my gosh. Professional streamer, y'all. Professional freaking streamer. Also, apparently we've got a hype train going on, y'all. We had, oh my gosh, Palmer coming in for the resub. Palmer with the 59-month resub. Palmer, man, I remember when you first joined us like it was yesterday. Apparently that was 59 months ago. What? Palmer, thank you for being with us for all these years. And welcome back for another month. Thanks for 59 months, Palmer, and it's good to see you. Also, Ospander coming on in. Ospander, thank you so much for subbing with Prime. I believe this is your first time in the sub club. You're in for a real treat because I'm going to tap on this potato just for you. Can we have a warm welcome to our potato pals for Ospander, y'all? Please spam those potatoes. Spam those taters in the chat. Make that happen. Please. Ospander deserves it. Let me know if I'm mispronouncing that. Ospander. Ospander. I don't know. Also, Naga, welcome back. Naga, good to see you, my friend. Naga coming on in for the 47-month resub. That is a month off of 4 years, if my mathematics are correct. What the frick? I don't even know, guys. I blink and it's been a year. It feels like. Naga says, holy cow, it has been a minute, Nick. I hope you are well. I have so much to share with you about what's happened in the last month or so. Also, yay, almost 4 years. I would love to hear, hopefully, positive things, pardon me, about your last month or so. I mean, if it's not positive, that's fine too. I don't want to put any assumptions. But if you are comfortable sharing in the chat, feel free. If not, feel free to DM me, you know. My DMs are always open. My stomach agrees. Y'all, I'm going to open this hype chest. What did I get? I got the spill the tea emote. That is pretty good, actually. That is a pretty solid emote. I like that. What y'all get? Enjoy those taters, Ospander. Yeah, fry them up right now. What is your favorite way of preparing potatoes, Ospander? Fried, I guess, based on your comment, but we have many differing opinions about the correct way to prepare potatoes around here. Thank you all for the hype train. That was very kind. Despite the fact that I was all over the place. And, yo, what? Yo, J-Swag, thank you so much for that gift sub to Dan Hi, we'll say. J-Swag, that is very kind of you. Thank you for making Dan High's night that much better, I hope, or day, whatever. With access to our fun emotes, with ad-free viewing, all that good stuff, and welcoming them so kindly into the Potato Pals, and for supporting this community. And Dan High, Dan A, whatever. Welcome to the Potato Pals. Here are your complimentary potato taps. Okay. Did I miss anything there? I hope I didn't. Dylan, congrats on the 10 stream streak and welcome. I think I might have missed Sargon. I missed Sargon with the resub before I was here on the camera. Sargon with the 21-month resub. I appreciate it, Sargon. Welcome back on it. I'm sorry I missed that early. Happy subiversary. You know what else I missed? I missed Certified First. I believe tonight on Twitch, Certified First goes to Sir Edward. Sir Edward, who says, hey Nick, I hope your vacation was amazing. I won't be able to stay late, so if I'm asleep before you get started, just know that I'll be checking out the VOD to hear about your trip. Sir Edward, hello future Sir Edward, thank you for watching the VOD, and I hope you enjoy the stream and whatever I may say about the trip. Also, congrats on Certified First. Certified Second tonight goes to Sargon the Grape. And Certified Third goes to Zuckenfuffer. Congrats. And Sargon as well. On filling out the podium. Over on YouTube. I know you're there. I am not intentionally ignoring you. I've just got too much to say, and I'm so far behind. On YouTube, Certified First goes to Venus. Congratulations. Or Venus. I still don't think I know how to pronounce it properly, truly. Like, for years. I always second guess myself. You told me once how to pronounce it properly, and I managed to still forget. Also to Andrew Peacock, you are certified second tonight. Congratulations. So close to first. And Dude, congratulations on certified third. Dude. Dude also just said, Nick, I found your channel when I was 12 years old, and I recently just graduated college. Time is wild, man. I didn't know you were type 1 diabetic. I am also. Hey, well, nice to commiserate. Have another someone who understands here. I'm glad you're still active on YouTube. Congrats on your trip. Cheers. Hey, thank you, so dude. I appreciate it. I appreciate you being here for so freaking long, because that's like a good chunk of your life, which is pretty wild. And also congrats on your recent college graduation. That's big. Glad you're here with us tonight, so dude. Libby in the chat. Hello, Libby. How you doing? It says, Nick, would you also, would you think about also doing a show and tell video with the photos like you did in the past with prior trips? Yeah, I think I will. I think I'll do one like that where I go through some of them, edit some of them, that sort of thing. Oh no. Oh no. I almost forgot. I almost forgot about this camp. It was such a carefree month without this. And then you bring me back to this. I return home to reality. Scamp reality. Keith, that's on you. No. 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 Run. Hide. Escape while you can. The scamps are here. It's okay though, because actually Jackson is here with a 5-month resub to fight off the scamps as promised. Actually Jackson, I can't even talk, is prophesied to drive the scamps from the stream, never to return. So thank you for that, and welcome back for another month in the sub club. Actually, Jackson. Thank you for your kind support and for driving off the scamps. That's really decent of you. Yo, check it out over on YouTube. Dude has just joined our YouTube memberships. Dude, that gets you access to our fun emotes over on YouTube, as well as early access to my videos, which right now probably doesn't feel like much because I haven't put out a video for like 4 weeks, but there will be more soon. So hopefully you enjoyed the early access to those. Now that I'm back, dude, welcome to the memberships. Thank you for your kind support. You also get a fun little keyboard next to your name in the YouTube chat now. Yo, what the frick? Talking about blasts from the past, it's Cyprus. Oh my god. It has been yes, a while, one might say. Cyprus, how are you doing? Welcome back. I'm good, thank you. Yeah, I'm doing really well. Had an excellent honeymoon and feeling better after coming home and getting sick. So I'm doing well, thank you. Holy smokes. Oh, also shout out to Pearls who resubbed 2 days ago. Pearls, thank you for the 42-month resub. I don't know if you're here tonight, but I hope you are. Welcome back for another one, Pearls. And I hope you are joining us tonight. I'll find out when I eventually read the chat. How about that? That would be a thing to do. That would be a thing that a good streamer might do. But I'm not a good streamer. Not a good streamer at all. Perhaps that's why you're here. Perhaps you like scuffed streamers. Then this is a gold mine. Zokenfuffer up at the top of the chat, like half an hour ago, said, "Hello, I hope you had a great holiday, Nick. I did, thank you. I would also like to ask for a little help. Sadly, I still don't have custody of my little buddy and child, the scam emote. Oh no. Even though I helped bring him into this world, you did. The only way I can ever spend time with him is by spending my little wealth on his ransom. Unlike the potato barons, I cannot afford this sum of 950 channel points. I am sorry, Zukenfuffer, but I think think we've seen the scamp a fair bit already this stream, and we will no doubt see the scamp more very soon. I'm sure. I just had a feeling someone might make the scamp happen for you. We have many potato barons here. No doubt. Bruce, it's great to see you, Bruce. Welcome. You are a honorable certified fourth tonight, I believe, Bruce. You were late, yet you were still early. The paradox of the ASMR nerd stream. Oh, it's been a while since the bungers come out to play. Don't think about, just don't, I don't know what that meant, but don't think too much about it. Oh man. Sage, is good to see you. Welcome, Sage. I'm glad you could join us tonight. Nath, as we saw earlier, welcome. Oh, Spander, Sloozaphone, welcome on in, Sloozaphone. Sage says I've made sourdough bread. Since it's been a while since I've been here because I used to go to bed super early and now I've messed up my sleep again. Well, I'm glad your sleep is messed up in a way. What? What's this for? What's this for? I don't know what that's for. I'm glad you are here with messed up sleep in a way that allows you to join us, Sage. But I do hope you unmess up your sleep soon-ish. Because, you want to get good sleep, stay healthy. I will say though, sourdough bread, delicious. Never made it myself. I hear it's a little challenging. But I do love a good sourdough. Your starter is named Edgar Allan Doe. That is pretty peak. That's pretty wonderful. Fire Golza, great to see you. Welcome. Shearwater Visuals, welcome on in. Handsome Dashing Princess, great to see you. Welcome. DJ K Gorgeous, great to have you with us as well. And thank you for those biddies. I don't know if I said thank you for that. That's very rude of me. Thank you so much for those biddies, DJ K Gorgeous. And for cheering about the return of the stream. Freaky, welcome. LF Alex, I startled you with the stream starting, did I? Normally I have some music going because we have a game in the background, but I don't know what you guys, do y'all want? I could just fire up Oblivion and remaster the background just so there's some epic Oblivion music. I don't know. Or do you prefer the silence? The silence. This is probably tinglier, but I just don't want you to be uncomfortable. We've usually got some game menu music in the background, so let me know. Let me know what you want. You let me know. Lamit77, welcome. Oh, just in time for the scamps to come and wreak havoc to cause chaos. Gorog, good evening to you. Welcome. Maria, again, it's so wonderful to see you here. I hope you've been doing well. I'm really glad you could make it. Spander, we cannot rule out cruise meaning Pyre Voyage. No, we cannot. I can neither confirm nor deny. Sargon says, good to have you back, Nick. While you were gone, I found out the company I work for is going out of business and I will be out of a job on June 30th. That is awful. I'm sorry to hear it. That is a real challenge. I guess silver lining, at least you've got a little bit of lead time to hopefully figure something out, sort of what your next move is. I hope that you will have some EI coverage, and I hope that that doesn't put you in too difficult a position. But life throwing them at you, Sargon. I'm sorry to hear it. Bruce says, I mean, the good thing about norovirus is it's usually a quick hit. You're usually sick for like a day and then you just got to recover. That's correct. It was about 2 days for me, feeling really crummy, and then, feeling pretty weak afterwards, but done with the gastrointestinal stuff. So, one moment. I'm not sure what Sarah's calling about, but I will find out and be right back. Talk amongst yourselves, friends. I feel like I just materialized out of the fog. It's so quiet, right, Jubafet? Also, hi, Jubafet. It's when there's no music in the background. When I'm not talking, it's just like quiet. Although y'all can change that with your channel points. You know how it is. What's the bonk about? That was not deserved. Sarah just wanted me to, I was going to say something. Sarah wanted me to see the kitty cat. She wanted me to pet the kitty cat, okay? Literally, we have the neighbor cat. She comes by for pets. Sarah just wanted me to go pet the kitty cat. There's nothing more to it than that, all right? Just wanted to clarify. Oh boy. That's right, Organic Nick. That's me. I'm jumping over to YouTube chat for a minute because I've been just neglecting YouTube chat in a way that's unfair. Unfair. Asian Persuasion, welcome. Welcome. I did have a great time. Thank you. Ashy, good to see you. That's a darn nice keyboard you got next to your name, Ashy. Love to see it. Welcome. Hope you're doing great. Hey, Andrew, I appreciate it. I appreciate your enthusiasm. And I'm sorry I'm not giving YouTube chat as much love as I should be. Smitty, good to see you. Welcome in. Team Brownie, glad you could be with us tonight. Hey, look at it's Pearls in the YouTube chat. Sandy, good to see you. I'm glad you are here. Team Brownie says my man Nick is in that tentacle drip. That's right. That's right. This is one of my favorite of Into the AM's latest designs. This one's fun because it glows in the dark. It's a very good one. It's a very good one. Curtis Girl, welcome. Welcome. Curtis Girl coming on in for the 42-month resub. Thank you. It is very good to be back, and it's wonderful to have you back here as well, Curtis Girl. What's up with all the bonks? I didn't do nothing. I deny these allegations. I deny them. Aunt B in YouTube chat says he's back. How was the trip? Spill the tea. Thank you for all you do. Hey, thanks, Aunt. I appreciate it. I will be sharing some photos, I think, in a little bit, and I will talk a little bit about the trip as well. So, but I just want to get caught up on chat, but that could be a little while. Could be a little while. Fire Goals, this is Happy Pride and Happy Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. Both excellent causes. Happy Pride and Men's Mental Health Awareness Month to you, too. Fire Goals. Ashley says, I got sick on my way home from my trip a week ago, too. I hope it was quick. I hope it was quick for you. I hope you managed to get home before it got really bad. Sergio, hello, and thank you. Welcome. Ephemeral Omen on YouTube says, have you played Fallout 76? I have. If so, what did you think of it? At the time, I haven't played it for many years. At the time, I thought it was alright, but I don't know. I kind of just bounced off it. I guess it wasn't really what I was looking for out of Fallout at the time. I've gone back to check it out a little bit here and there in the years since. I know it's become a huge thing. They've added a ton of content. I've not engaged with any of that content. So, but live service games, I can only have so many of them in my life, you know, and like so many is like 1 or 2 maybe, because they demand a lot of you if you really want to like stay on top of all the FOMO. So it just didn't make the cut for me, unfortunately. Diego, hello, welcome. I'm great, thank you. CMC Sports Cars says, congratulations on your honeymoon. I've been a loyal fan for years. I found you with the Skyrim roaming videos. Yo, CMC, that is super cool. I appreciate that. I appreciate you being here for years. And I appreciate your kind words as well. Welcome. Welcome to the stream. Yo, it's Trobe. Another very fine looking keyboard next to that name. Trobe says, welcome back, Nick. Hope you enjoyed your trip. Thank you. I did. My wife and I traveled to the Dominican Republic while you were gone and had a blast. Yo, synchronized tripping. I'm glad you had a great time in the Dominican Republic. What did you get up to there? McBlitz52 says, this is my first time joining one of your lives. I'm hyped. McBlitz52, I'm hyped that you are hyped to be here. Welcome on in. Welcome to the chat. I'm scrolling. I'm back in the Twitch chat now. Dylan says, I just got the Discord notif. Missed the first 20 minutes. It's okay. You know, I'm not going to be caught up for the next hour, so you're good. Welcome, Dylan. Odinson says, 2025's been wild. I started a new channel in January called Man Eats in Peace. Okay, I dig it. I'm gonna have to sub to that one because that's I like the concept. I like the concept. Is it just you eating quietly? No talking, just hanging out, eating stuff. Keith, you are a ninja. No, it's all good. Oh, because you suck it. No, I was actually referring to Odinson, not you, but that's okay. I know where to find your channel, Famcam. But I feel you. It's sucking at the SEO. Livy, I'm so glad you are here too. I'm glad you could join us tonight. Sorry, I just got to where you said you've missed your long-haired friend. Your long-haired friend has missed you too. I assume you're talking about me. Maybe you have a different long-haired friend. Hello, Henlo. Welcome back for month number 52. We had someone else that just hit like 50-something months. These numbers are unreal. Another Sunday fun day. You know it, Henlo. You know it. It's what we do around here. Except when I'm not in town. But I'm glad we doing it tonight. Don't take that too literally. I'm glad the Drake isn't here to catch me out on that one. I mean, I do wish Drake was here, but Drake never misses an opportunity to take something completely out of context. Sage, I look forward to seeing your bread in my server very soon. After the stream, I'll check it out. Hashtag bread posting. Enco, I'm glad you are here, and I'm glad that you are ready to sleep. Maybe you are already asleep. Quite possibly. CMC Sports Card says, I usually don't get tingles, but this stream video is actually working. I'm very glad. Your voice is always great. Thank you. You also did a series roaming around this colorful forest. It was a Steam game I wish I could remember. Colorful Forest. Long ago, I did a video with a game called Proteus. Was it like a really lo-fi kind of pixely game? There was another one, though, that actually, you're triggering my memory. It was, yeah, this beautiful, colorful forest. What the heck game was that? That was a long time ago. I think I'm remembering, though. I think I know what you're referring to. I'd have to go back and check the name for myself, though. But I feel like there's maybe even a couple games that would fit that description on the channel. I wish I could remember. CMC. Ephemeral Omen, getting back to the Fallout 76, says, that's fair. The game has enveloped my life as of recently. I have over 2,000 hours in it. Wow, that is commitment. I think the arc of that game is very cool. It really started off quite maligned, and then I think it's a pretty impressive redemption story, really, because it eventually, became this, I want to call it like a quietly extremely successful game. Handsome Dashing Princess says, Nick, I'm in East Coast time zone and I have a birthday at midnight. Oh, yes. I can 100% sing you some happy birthday. I'm not going to just sing to the Geminis out there. Handsome Dashing Princess, I'm singing to you, if you're okay with that. Can we all get together here and have a good round of happy birthday for our friend Handsome Dashing Princess? Let's all together now. Here we go. I'll lead, but I want you to join in. I'll know if you don't. Okay? Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear handsome dashing princess. Happy birthday, slightly early, to you, and many more. Happy birthday in, wait, hold on a second. That was half an hour ago. It's now your birthday. It's not early anymore. Because if you're in Eastern time, it's after midnight for you, right? So, it is not an early birthday. It is official. It is official. Enko, I'm glad you're still sleepy. Stream's still flowing. That was a while ago. Deep Fried Eels, welcome. Good to see ya. Good to see ya. Intense J. Thank you so much for the resub for 7 months. I don't know why I'm talking like this. Who can say? Intense J, maybe it's because you're intense. I feel like I need to be equally intense to match your intensity. Intense J. Thank you so much for using your Prime sub here tonight to support the channel. I know you can use that Prime sub anywhere on the big wide Twitch, and you chose to use it here, and that is meaningful to me. Thank you for your kind support. Hey Sandy over on YouTube with the happy birthday as well. Handsome Dashing Princess. Just so you know, YouTube is chiming in, joining. Thank you, Sandy. Everyone deserves a birthday shout out, a birthday acknowledgement, a little moment. Feel special, feel acknowledged. It's important. Odinson says, whispered the link to you. Indeed you did, thank you. Man Eats in Peace, there it is. If y'all want to find Man Eats in Peace, this is Odinson's new channel. Check it out. There you go. There's a link. Thank you for sharing, Odinson. I've been a busy boy and just did an 8-hour stream. Wow. That's a long stream. YouTube has changed your life. I'm glad for the better, I hope. That's fantastic, though. Also, that's a very long stream. I'm gonna go subscribe right now. I want to go chill with the man eating a piece. I have to throw this out there again because, just in case y'all didn't know, Odinson has a spectacular beard. Like a truly phenomenal beard. Like not just a good beard, but like an excellent beard. And y'all should definitely go peep Odinson's beard on his channel. I just want to throw that out there. Not that you're just about the, you're more than just your beard, but it's a very good beard. It's okay. Bruce, the hype train is just a thing where if enough people like cheer or sub or do things like that, then Twitch will do the hype train thing And it's just like a community goal to try and fill the bar, basically. And then the more you fill the bar, the bigger a prize you get at the end in terms of like an emote. And I don't know, it's just a fun way to encourage streamer support and interaction, pretty much. Pretty much. That's all it is. But it can be kind of fun. Alright. I'm scrolling. Stoner Shen, welcome in. ZK Kitsune, welcome. Okay, I just got to the part where Cypress joined us. That was like half an hour ago. Luminami, thank you. Welcome. Gotta pay the scamp toll to see the scamp roll. That's right, Ostvander. That's right. A cranky pirate with a 25 stream watch streak. Wait, who is a cranky pirate? Cranky pirate, are you just a really quietly cranky pirate who's been lurking forever? Or did you have a different name and are now a cranky pirate? Inquiring minds need to know. Levy used to be a potato baron back in the olden days. Ah, the good old days. Cypress, you've been busy for both better and for worse. Fair enough. That's life, right? Well, I'm glad you're here now. Moby Dixon came on in and said, "Hey Nick, long time no speak. Haven't had the chance to watch a stream in a bit. I moved and started over. Wanted to say congrats on getting your honeymoon." Thank you, Moby Dixon, and thank you for being here. I hope your move and start over has been everything you wanted. And welcome back. Glad you could be here with us tonight. Oh, when I stepped away to go pet the kitty, and of course all the flames came out. Oh no, Drake is here. Oh no. Now I really have to watch my mouth. Oh, Spanish is the VOD squad prepared me for this. You know it's time. It's time to burn down the freaking chat. It's okay, you'll get another chance. Soon. When I go get the beer. Hey, Crabapple Bend and Snap. Good to see you. I know you're often out there lurking, but it's nice to see you in the chat. Crabapple Bend and Snap says petting the cat should be your highest priority. Completely understandable. It really is. She demands to be petted, and no one can resist. That is the way of it. Sargon says, I too pet the kitty at every opportunity. I'm glad. Bruce says, in order to pet Royal, do you have to crouch in a very specific fashion? Just like Bayek? Yes. Getting you to pet those cats is super annoying. You're totally right. You have to be in just the right spot, and then finally he'll pet the cat. Yeah, that's how it is. I have a cat petting reflex that will not activate until I am like in the perfect spot to pet the cat while awkwardly crouched. I know exactly what you mean though, Bruce. I spent way too long trying to pet kitties in AC Origins and like having to like wiggle Bayek around just until you got in the right position. Bolos, glad you are here with us. Welcome. Actually, Jackson says currently copying about 50,000 photos off my mom's computer to an external drive. Her laptop is from like 2010, so I'm in for a late night. Yeah, that sounds like a long one. But hey, good job getting them backed up. It sounds like a lot of important and sentimental photos. Frick, there's no escaping. There's no escaping Drake. Drake, how you doing, my friend? I hope you are well. I am happy to see you here. I truly am. Go get a shout out for our boy Draconis ASM artist. If we have not already, we probably already have, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Just try and stop me. There we go. Go do it. Go love on that man. Show him love. Show him the follows, the subscriptions. You know what I'm saying. Go spend time with that excellent person who is Draconis, ASM artist. So Kunfo first says my psychiatrist took me off of one of my meds because it had the side effect of making me always hungry, making me lose a good amount of weight when I got off of it. Okay, fair enough. I got on these meds when I was 12, so a lot of hormonal changes between then and now. However, it's done a lot more than increase my OCD a little. I also got a massive attention span increase. This has resulted in me being able to focus on a single game for longer, adding 250 hours to SCS truck sims in a month. Very good. Time well spent. Time well spent. That's a lot of hours trucking. I will say, when we were in Europe and we were driving around on tour buses, I was watching those trucks. Like, we were driving through Tuscany, and I was just, every time we passed a truck or truck passed, I was like, that's a nice Scania. Oh, Volvo FH series, check it out. It's my boy. That's what I drive in a video game. And Sarah's just like, oh my god, I can't believe you're doing this. We should play some Euro Truck Simulator soon, though, here on stream. Intense J out there with another gift sub. Intense J gifting a sub to Caven22. Caven, we're gonna say. Caven22. Welcome into the sub club, courtesy of the very kind Intense J. Intense J, I appreciate the gift sub once again. Thank you so much for your kind support and for welcoming Caven22 on into the sub club. The sub club. Yo, Henlo out there gifting a sub to Drake. Drake, you know you deserve that sub. Now, please make good use of those taters and all the other, the other good stuff. My silly face in its various forms. Drake, welcome back on it to the sub club for both those gifts. Got some rowdy teenagers out in our cul-de-sac here. For both those gift subs, I'm a tap on this tater. I'm a tap on this tater. Osmander says, Nick, have you played Return of the Obra Dinn? I have not. I know people freaking love that game. Osmander says, I was late to the party, but just completed it in one addictive sitting this weekend. I should probably play it, shouldn't I? People just rave about that game. They just rave about it. Handsome Dashing Princess received the birthday messages, y'all, and says, that was fantastic vibrato. Thank you. Thank you. Drake, thank you for slapping the slow mode on things. It should help me get caught up because, yeah, we're getting out of control here. Out of control. We're an hour into the stream, and I still have some catching up to do. Over on YouTube, Jose says, one of the greatest soft-spoken voices of YouTube. Thank you, Jose. That is very, very kind of you. Too kind, even. Too kind. Also, Trobe says, I enjoy plane spotting, and my wife gives me the same reactions. It's just mostly like an eye roll, Yeah. I think it's more socially acceptable to get excited about planes than it is about European trucks. But I could be wrong. Hey, Restless Harp, look who it is. Harp, it is wonderful to see you here. How are you? How are you? Welcome in, welcome in. I hope you've been doing well. Actually, Jackson says, hopefully my beard will be that good someday. I mean, it's beard to aspire to. We're talking about Odinson's beard again now. My beard could never, I've tried. I can't do it. I cannot do an Odinson beard. It's just incapable. I'd have to accept that. I have to accept my limitations, That's okay. We work with what we've got, right? What we've got is one awesome raccoon here joining us. Nikoma, welcome on in. Nikoma coming on in with the 49-month sub. That's a big number. That's 4 years and a month. What the frick is that about? Nakoma, it is so good to see you though. How you been? How you been? Nakoma says, yo, I'm so glad I could make it here. It has been a bit. It has. It has. You've been off living life. I see little snippets on Facebook every once in a while. How you been doing, Nakoma? I'm glad you could make it too, though. Also, Mizo. Mizo, welcome. Welcome, 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 welcome. Welcome. Welcome to this stream that we are having right here, right now. Which is literally just me very slowly going through chat. That's all it is right now. Bless your hearts. Ooh, that was quite the crack. Miso says, I have returned from social media sabbatical. I now see sounds and hear colors. Just kidding. I did get into mechanical keyboards though. I got a Keychron after dealing with a few plastic boards in my life. And my life has changed. Suddenly you know the thought. You've felt the thought and you can never go back. I understand, Mizo. That's delightful. Oh, hey DJ Kid, thank you for the posture check. I've taken to like leaning in because my mics are down here now, so I come in real close, but then I've got like the shramp going on. So thank you for the posture check. Also, I should probably check to see. There are a few other requests in here, including a hydrate or snack request from Nevi. Nevi, thank you for keeping your streamer hydrated. Also, how's it going, Nevi? For hydration here tonight, I've got I do not have Gluck Daddy. Sorry, I just Bolos randomly summoned a quote, and it was the Gluck Daddy quote, which I completely forgot about. No, I've got some Canada Dry raspberry lemonade ginger ale, the 0 sugar variety, naturally. Oh man, Gluck Daddy. And I have a random Pokemon card request from Chubafet. Chubafet, you're the first person to discover that I re-enabled the random Pokemon card requests. And that is because a couple months ago, I was in my parents' basement helping them clean some stuff up. And I found an old trove of my Pokemon cards from my youth. Well, mine and my brother's. And so I have a stack of them over there, and I don't even know what's in it. I truly don't. I don't think there's... I took a quick flip through. I don't think there's any holo foils, so no foils. But other than that, it's like base set through Neo whatever series, like the Neo Genesis, all that stuff. And it seems to be sorted by type. So let me go pull out them cards and see what we can find. Thank you for waiting on that, by the way. All right. Okay. Sorry, I'm just reorienting myself here in the chat. Void Kitty Cat, hello, welcome. Void Kitty Cat is now accepting pets, just in case anyone's wondering. Void Kitty Cats don't like pets, truly, really. Okay, allow me to go find these cards. And we will see what mysteries of ancient Pokemon we uncover. They're not far away, they're right here. Ooh. Okay. Allow me to. Just gotta get this open and find some cards. This is the first stack that's on top. It looks to be grass What do you call this in the trading card game? Leaf? I don't know. Green. It's green. Hey, Derek. Derek Caldemeyer, everyone's favorite NPC over on YouTube. Derek, I'm sorry. We shouldn't call you an NPC. That's very mean. It's not what I mean when I say that. I just mean it's a great name for an NPC in a D&D campaign. That's all I mean. Derek Caldemeyer says, we'll get you a belt of dwarven kind to allow you to grow out that much wanted Odin sunbeard. Please do. Because I'm not gonna manage otherwise. All right, so yeah, we got a stack of a bunch of cards. The one on top here is the fossil Golbat. But I will just pull a random one, and we'll see what we get. Because as far as I know, these are just randomly ordered. So let's say here. Let's see what we get. Let's see what we. No, wait, I want this half. No, I want this half. Well, that's really borrowing. That's really boring. Maybe there's a bunch of energies in here. I don't know. Yeah, there totally are. Okay, let's actually, this is like mostly energy now that I'm looking at it. Also, these are not sorted by type at all. So let's just, okay, well, there's kind of a fun one. Yeah, check it out. Got a Vileplume from Pokemon Jungle. A Vileplume. Vileplume is a rare. This is non-foil, obviously. But it's a rare. Vileplume's got Pokemon Power Heal. Once during your turn, before you attack, you may flip a coin. If heads, remove one damage counter from one of your Pokemon. This power cannot be used if Vileplume is asleep, confused, or paralyzed. Also, Petal Dance. The larger its petals, the more toxic pollen it contains. Its big head is heavy and hard to hold up. Yo, literally, it is only a big head. Like the whole Pokemon is a big head. But with those tiny little legs, I can see how that would be difficult to hold up. Sure. Yep. There you go. There you go. I hope you enjoyed that random Pokemon card request, and there's lots more where that came from. I think we are slowly getting caught up ish. Draconis is artist says, I'm alright, my friend. I'm just working on a super fun philosophy paper that's due tonight, and I just started. Good times, good times. You got this. You got this. Let us help you find the focus and the drive that you need to crush it. Crush it. Crush it. It's good to be back, Drake. I'm good. Thank you. But I do hope we're not distracting you from your philosophy. Your philosophy. You do the same thing with planes. I get it. It takes spring. Yes, we did vacation. I vacationed. Did I see an ASMR nerd logo on any of the trucks in Europe? Sadly, no. That'd be some Twilight Zone shit if I was just driving along in the bus and I look out the window and the ASMR nerd truck drives by, and inside, it's me. And I just wave at myself and carry on. I would never believe it. No one would believe it. Yeah, okay, that's fine. I deserve that bonk. I did use one of my carefully conserved S-bombs for maximum effect, you know. Zuckenfuffer says, I would do exactly the same thing if I went to North America. I love it. Mizo says, magnetic switches, aluminum build. I've been missing out. Red Dragon can't hold a candle. It's true. Red Dragon has some good products for the price. Very solid budget products. But, yeah, Keychron does a pretty spectacular job for sure. Nicole says, I've been frequently going to Ontario to my girlfriend's place. I'll be going to the border here at the end of the month to see what my options are for moving to Canada. That's exciting. That's exciting. I'm glad that you've been getting to spend time with your loved ones. And loved one, I don't know. And I hope that process, if you choose to move to Canada, I hope that's something that you can do. I honestly have no idea what is required, but so Confover says, I tried to study trucking last year, but it didn't end up working out. However, when I gaslight my friends into playing truck sims with me and they complain about the difficulty of reversing, I will have that weird flex of having successfully reversed a trailer into a narrow bay IRL. That's valuable experience, truly. Neva, you had to move again? I feel like that needs further explanation. I'm glad you're okay, though. Odinson says, the beard grows thick. The hair on my head said it was going to grab milk and Popeye sticks from the convenience store and never came back. Yeah, well, can't have it all, I guess. You're blessed in some areas, at least. And, if we combined our powers, we would have one very hairy dude. Maybe we should try it. Thank you, mods, for keeping an eye on the chat. I don't know what happened, but this is why we love our moderators. I don't even have to know what happened. Thank you to our mods for keeping this community safe and sound. Jake Spring says, the audio when you step away and make noise or talk is so cool. A different dynamic. Might be a good experiment. To ASMR from afar. Wondering how a keyboard tapping away 5 or 10 feet would sound. Let's find out. It's true though, proximity makes a big difference. You get this sense of space, right? A sense of motion. There definitely are ASMR videos out there that are like far too close, too far too close ASMR videos. It's a genre. I remember, many years ago, Heather Feather used to experiment with distance and position a lot with her audio. She would have, and not even just Heather Feather, but I remember Maria Gentle Whispering doing this probably a decade ago now. Videos where she would walk around the microphone, around a binaural mic, behind, the side, in front, and go ear to ear. I know people still do that, but that was the first time I had heard that. It doesn't work so well with like the mics I have. They're not binaural. It's not a binaural head. But yeah, distance is kind of fun for sure. Here, let me just try this out. This is a fairly rattly keyboard as they go, but it's just the one I happen to have on top of the stack over there. Dolby Atmos ASMR, that's right, Jake. What if I go way over here? To tap louder for you to hear it, probably. Drive-by keyboard tapping. You're right, though. There's lots of space to explore, space and distance in ASMR. It's not something you see so often. Some people do, but many channels don't. It's not really something I do with any regularity. All right, where are we at here? Odinson, thank you for the blood sugar check. I should see how it's doing. And the answer is pretty alright. 7.8 and stable. So I think I will not do a snack, but I will have another little sip of my drink. Text Stomper, how have you been? How have you been, Text Stomper? Welcome on in. Over on YouTube, Brony says, congratulations, Nick. Wishing you two a happy life. Thank you very much, Brony. I appreciate it. Also, Derek Caldemeyer said, I have the best player character to join your group. Just saying. Just saying. Maybe. Maybe. Who's to say? Who's to say? Kyle. Kyle is to say. Kyle is the keeper of all. But it is a very good name. Megan, hello, welcome Megan. Megan says it's been a long time since I've been in here. I can't really stay, but I just wanted to congratulate and say I'm happy for you. I wish all the happiness in the world to you both. Hey, thank you. That's really, really kind. So much kindness coming out of chat tonight. Megan, I appreciate the kind words. I'm sorry you can't stick around, but thank you for dropping in to make chat a little bit better just by being here. Yeah, that's true, Odinson. If we combine ourselves with our powers combined, we just get a Sasquatch. That's probably true. Mizo says, Red Dragon was great for me when I was just starting out. I will never trash talk them. Their budget games are solid. They really are. Like, literally solid. Some of them are super heavy. Especially for the dollars. Very cool, much spatial. Y'all enjoy that keyboard drive-by. It's a bird. It's a plane. It's Nick. It's the ASMR nerd. Heather Feather. Now that's a name I've not heard in a long, long time. I hope Heather Feather's doing well. I hope she's doing great. It's kind of unfortunate she disappeared at some point. But she was pretty foundational to a lot of what the ASMR world is today. Zukunfuffer says, philosophical question. Oh, by the way. Hi, everybody. Just ignoring Mizo's Dr. Nick. Now, Zukunfuffer says, philosophical question. With modern medicine, we can bring people who have been clinically dead for a short time back to life. True. Now, I would argue that's necromancy, but one might say that's not true. Well, then how long does someone have to be dead before healing them becomes necromancy? I would even argue they are one and the same, which is interesting, since in fantasy, they're both portrayed as extremes of the good and evil magics. That's true. We got healing, which is usually like aligned, like godly, aligned with light and purity. And then we've got necromancy, which is like corruption and death. But really, if it's a dead person and you heal them, you brought them back to life, is that necromancy? I don't know. It's a very good question, Zuckerberg. I feel like that's something that some fantasy setting needs to explore more. But that's fun to think about. I think if they're rotting and or a skeleton, then it's necromancy. That's my take on it. I think honestly, like I think a lot of fantasy, the dividing line is that if you heal someone and you return them to life, they still have their soul. They still have their autonomy. Whereas necromancy, I think, is often considered like the non-consensual use of a body, for your own ends, to raise your army of skeletons or zombies or whatever. But the soul has left that body, perhaps. That's not across the board. Like you have situations, I'm sure, in fantasy where you bring back a relative or whatever, and they have their soul and they can speak, but usually there's something bad about it. It's like they don't want to be back, or they shouldn't be back, or whatever. So I don't know. It's not a hard and fast rule, but I think sometimes anyway there's a distinction of that kind. Drake said, speaking of, I just got a pair of Atmos capable headphones, and I don't think I'll ever be able to go back. I've never used Atmos capable headphones. I would like to know what that sounds like. Very spatial, I imagine. Okay, Tex Topper agrees with me. It becomes necromancy once they are decaying and have got decomposition. Bruce says, my triggers are canonically spatial. That's why I typically ask for name writing or typing away from the mic or off mic. Fair enough. I do also really enjoy the spatial audio. I remember there was a YouTube channel, I think it still exists, called Quiet Experiment. Quiet Experiment. This is going way back now, like over a decade. And Quiet Experiment had a video where she was testing binaural microphones, and I don't know what it was about the microphones. I don't know what it was that she was doing. I don't know what the microphones were. I have no idea, but it was such a cool spatial test of audio, such a cool binaural effect. And that was way before anyone was doing like binaural ASMR. I should try and find that video again. Quiet Experiment also did a great video about the cell phones of history, showing a bunch of old cell phones through history. That was one of my favorite early videos. Restless Harp says, I kind of like it farther away. It feels like I just happen to be in a room where someone is typing versus someone typing at me specifically. Totally. For me, a lot of the times the best ASMR is ASMR that feels more organic, if that makes sense. And I think maybe that's part of what that confers, right? Rather than feeling very designed and contrived. Yeah. Tech Stomper says, hey ASMR nerd, by the way, I joined a pro wrestling school, WWE and such, and got to set up the ring for an event and help behind the scenes. Yo, that's rad. That's super cool. That's the thing. It was awesome. I don't know if you care much about wrestling. I don't especially, but I still think that's very cool. This sounds like a neat experience. Is that something you can just sign up for? That sounds rad. Yay, Norgrill. Yes, it was. It was a fun trip. Thank you. Pardon me. Am I caught up on chat? I think I might be. Techstopper says people start donating their bodies for necromancy. I'm sure there's a fantasy setting where that happens. Cypress wants to know if we're going to play Oblivion tonight or just chat. I'm not sure. I'm not sure, y'all. Do you want to play some Oblivion tonight? We can definitely do that. Or I could show a few vacation photos, or we can just chat. Why don't I put a... I have tools for this. I have tools for this. Let's make a poll. New poll. What should we do? What should we do after the beer pour? The beer pour, which will be coming up next. Let's say Oblivion. Let's say trip photos. Or let's say chat. Just chat. Well, you know what? No matter what we do, we're going to be chatting more. So I'm just going to make it those two options. Alright? Y'all have 3 minutes to decide. Go. This poll is on Twitch right now. I guess I can do it on YouTube as well here. Start a poll. Start a poll. Wow, can I type? No, I can't. The beer bore. Beer bore. Pour. I don't remember what I put first last time. I'm going to say trip photos. And just so you know, y'all know, I don't have my trip photos organized at all. They're literally just a bunch of photos that I pulled off my phone. So I'm going to have to, like, I guess go through, sort of screen them and just like pick some to share. Because I don't think I'm going to show all of them. Because A, there's a lot of them. B, a lot of them are probably boring. C, I don't necessarily just want to, I don't know, like Sarah can be a little camera shy. And I don't specifically remember what all the photos in there are. So just, you know, but I would find a few at least that I thought were neat and share them with y'all. Or we can jump into Oblivion Remastered. We created a character some weeks ago. We had not yet escaped the sewers, so we would escape the sewers and go forth an adventure. So y'all let me know. Drake says it's wild, man. The Atmos is basically like you're in a room surrounded by the musicians. That does sound really cool. Daft Punk's Ram album is so freaking cool in Atmos. The way they mixed it lets you hear so much more of what's going on. That makes sense, you know, with the positional cues. That's rad. Yo, look who it is, guys. It's the Guggers. The Guggers. Guggers. It's a good name. Guggers. Guggers, it's been so long. How you doing? Long time no lurk. Congrats on the honeymoon. Thank you. Thank you. It was a spectacular trip. It was a very good trip. We had an excellent time. Guggers, I hope you're doing well. It has been a hot minute, as they say. As they say. Nicole Raccoon says, okay, I have to sleep. I work in the morning. Catch you all on the next one. It feels good to be back. I don't know why I had trouble reading that. It feels good to have you back, Nicole. I'm glad you could hang out with us for a while tonight. I hope you get a good sleep, a good, sound, restful sleep. I hope you wake up ready to face your week. Have a good one, and we will see you next time. Next time. Okay, it looks, oh no, we might have a stalemate here. Okay, the poll has ended on Twitch. I'm going to end the poll on YouTube now. And we have, okay, I'm going to have to add up the votes here. Let me add the votes together. Total votes for Oblivion is 8. Total votes for trip photos is 10. So I think if we add the total votes from Twitch and YouTube together, I think trip photos wins by a narrow margin. But maybe that tells me we should do both. Maybe we should do both. We'll do a few trip photos and then we'll play some Oblivion. How about that? How about that? Derek Caldemeyer on YouTube said, Oblivion because trip photos when they are organized. Actually, that's not a bad point. I'll skim through. I'll share a few highlights. And then there'll be opportunity for trip photos later. But Derek also asks, what is an ASMR video you've never been able to do that you would like to? You know, something I really enjoy watching. It's not even necessarily ASMR specifically, but a type of video that I enjoy is like ambient exploration and walking type videos out in nature. I find them very relaxing. I really like them when the audio is done in such a way that you really get to hear all like the crunching footsteps, the wind in the trees, like just all that ambient nature sounds, which, ASMR-ish. Some people might say not strictly ASMR, but anyway, I've tried to do a couple of videos like that in past, I think to, mixed levels of success, but I've never really been able to do it to my satisfaction. In something like that, like finding the right recording setup to get the sound the way you want, finding the right camera, like a gimbal setup to get the kind of camera motion you want. That takes some trial and error and probably buying some new hardware and stuff like that. Maybe one day I'll try it again, but it's also not an especially popular type of ASMR video, really. So, it's not something that people have been clamoring for on the channel, which is fair. But I enjoy that type of video. There's an amazing channel on YouTube. Shout out to I think it's just called Ambient Exploration. And it's this guy who goes around mostly in Japan and gets these just gorgeous, gorgeous wandering type videos and beautiful sights in Japan. Fantastic audio design, beautiful cinematography. I think it's called Ambient Exploration. Y'all should go check it out. Yeah, exactly. Restless Harp. Why did I say your full name? I don't know. Exactly, Harp. The more unintentional-ish feeling ASMR. Textopper says there are many schools, but very few in my province, and it's so nice that one opened up. They teach you how to do things safely in Canada. Most are in Ontario and Vancouver. Yeah, I guess the big cities. Checks out. It's good, Cyprus. No, I didn't think you were being rude at all. I did not think you were being rude at all. Bruce says, even if it's just very sparse gaming, the ambient triggers kind of help. In reference to, I'm trying to think what the context of that was. Oh, you're talking about if we're going to play Oblivion tonight, you mean? Mizo says, I'm not good at making decisions. Neither am I. That's why I make you all make my decisions for me. It's perfect. It's perfect. Oh, Tirab, welcome. It's good to be back. Thank you. Mizo, you're thinking about getting Oblivion Remastered, but you've never touched Elder Scrolls. Interesting. Would Oblivion Remastered be a good introduction to the series? I don't know. I would almost say play Skyrim first if you've never played it before. Skyrim does. I feel more modern, which is funny to say given that it's like, whatever it is, 14 years old now. God save us. But Oblivion Remastered is really cool, but it is also basically a shiny coat of paint on a game that is still fundamentally like 20 years old. So that might be a turn-off for some. Hard to say. Crabapple Pendant Snaps says the first time I felt ASMR tingles was when I worked for this Iranian doctor who was very soft-spoken with a lovely accent and multiple people. She had this very unintentional ASMR-y vibe about her. I think I can completely understand kind of that vibe. I've met people like that in my life as well. Yeah, it's like they don't even realize. And you don't want to be like, hey, you know, like that tingles thing, ASMR. You don't want to be weird about it, but that's cool. Yeah, accents can definitely do it for me. Absolutely. Zokamfofer says, well, if we say necromancy is healing for the purpose of extorting souls, what would that make the American healthcare system? Oh my god, it's a cabal of necromancers. This is getting wild. The Guggers says it has been an extremely hot minute. Indeed it has. Always get the notifs for streams and videos. Our mainstay a few times a week, but I've been way too busy for the last year and change. I get it. I get you for sure. Where did the honeymoon have us exploring? We took a cruise, which cruising is funny. Like, cruising can mean pretty different things depending on the cruise line and the kind of cruise. You know, it could be a party cruise where you just go out at sea and you drink for a while and you come back. It can be like a very exploration-oriented cruise where you're doing a lot of very planned excursions and stuff. Or it can be something kind of in between. We did something kind of in between, but it was a lot of shore days. Like we had 1 day at sea. No, 2 days at sea the whole time. But the rest we were stopping pretty much like day after day after day, each day a new and interesting port, and we wanted to make the most of it, so we were out there each day for the full time ashore that we could be, pretty much. And we were in the Western Mediterranean, so our itinerary for this cruise was start in Barcelona, where neither of us had been before. Very lovely city. We enjoyed our time there very much. And then sailed to Tunisia, to the city of Tunis, which is very close to the location of the ancient city of Carthage, the epicenter of Punic civilization on the Mediterranean. The Carthaginians very famously butted heads for a long time with the Romans. The Phoenician culture there was basically stomped out by the Romans eventually when they razed Carthage and left no stone upon any stone. Literally salted the earth. Like, the Romans were very salty about Carthage. They were not happy. And that was really cool. That was my first time in Africa, on the African continent. I'll talk more about it in a little bit, and then we went to Malta, which is this tiny little island essentially between Tunisia and Italy. It's not too far from Sicily, actually, and Malta is really cool for a lot of reasons. Very much a crossroads of the Mediterranean, influence from a lot of different cultures over a very long time. And then we went to Italy. We stopped in Sicily. We stopped in Salerno. We stopped in Livorno, which gives you access to Pisa and Florence. And then we were supposed to stop in Nice in France, but because of bad weather, we actually had to go back across the Mediterranean, and we stopped in Valencia, Spain. Then we back up to Barcelona. So that was the loop, kind of. So that was to answer Gugger's question, but I'll talk a little more about each of those stops, and I'll show some pictures shortly. Sargon says he's not technically an ASMR channel, but I recently discovered a YouTuber called Kriegenford. He does videos covering the origins of ancient gods and myths, and he's very soft-spoken throughout his videos, both relaxing and educational. I love those kinds of channels, especially when you get that unintentional ASMR. That's fantastic. Bruce says, Nick, I have changed the name of my YouTube channel to Atmo Vibes and gave it a logo. So when my YouTube subscription kicks back in, it will probably have that name and logo, but it's just me. Okay, that's good for me to know. How would you like me to, what would you like, what name would you like me to read out? And what name would you like in the supporter thanks? If you would like to be Atmo Vibes, I can change it. You had an empty monetized channel with 3K subs just sitting there from when I closed down your last content. So what you're going to do now is walkthroughs and cameras in Unreal environments with like rain sounds and other atmospheric stuff. I love it. I'm going to have to become a frequenter of your channel because that sounds like something I would very much love to watch. I will have to subscribe. Hayden says, where is that tea city from? Which country nowadays is it? Tunis is in Tunisia. Tunisia is the modern country that occupies that geography. Tooth there, I did not go by Luke's Moisture Farm. No, I wish I had the opportunity, but we weren't. You know, that's the thing about cruising is like a box of chocolates. You get 1, maybe 2 days in any given port, and then you're on to the next one. It's a very narrow slice, just a teaser of what a place can offer. Part of me doesn't like that kind of travel. I like to immerse myself in a place and really get a sense for, like, a more authentic sense of the culture of a place. And so that part of cruising where you don't get that experience, something I don't like, but the benefit of cruising is it's a very comfortable way to travel, and you do get to see a lot, like a wide variety of places in a short period of time. So you kind of have to be okay with that. gotta make your peace with the fact that you don't really get to do a deep dive anywhere. You get a very superficial experience, but at least you get the taste of many different places. Bolus, yeah, we went to Malta. I love Malta. It was really cool. The Gogger says that cruise is just a history and food nut stream. It was spectacular in both regards. Genuinely is awesome to hear. So awesome you guys got to have such a great trip to celebrate such a special time. Thank you. It was a very special trip. It was really, really quite something. Hayden says, I've never heard of that country. It must be a pretty tiny one, as most unheard of European countries are. Well, technically it's African. It's in North Africa. And it's part of the Arab world, sort of across the North Mediterranean coast of Africa there. I don't know what its total land area is. I don't think it's super small, but it's also not a country you hear of very often. It's true. Some of their most famous exports are olives and olive oil. They're quite proud of their olive oil. There's some common olive oil brands that you might, get at the grocery stores, sort of like high quality olive oil that are from Tunisia. They're known for their dates. They're known for their fragrances and perfumes. Back in Roman times, they were the breadbasket of the Roman Empire. They were a very fertile country. They've since dried out a bit, but still quite a lot of agriculture there. And very cool people. For the few I met, anyway. Not that we got to meet a whole lot of people very authentically, but the few folks that I did speak to seemed genuinely very nice. Bruce, you are currently Brucey B3D Buchner in the thank yous. Alright, fair enough. Yeah, I get it. That's good. It's a good way to do it. On YouTube, Bradley says, so close to Switch 2 launch. I cannot wait for Wednesday night at GameStop. Y'all, I have bad news, which is that I do not yet have a Switch 2 pre-order secured. I tried to get in the line through my Nintendo Store .com, like Nintendo's official store, but I've not yet received an email to say that I can order one yet. Who knows when I will? And I was not able to secure a pre-order through any other vendors like Best Buy or anything. So as of right now, I do not have a line on a Switch 2, which saddens me. But I will eventually get one, and I'll do an unboxing on the channel, and we'll have some Switch 2 content, no doubt. No doubt. Oh, hey, look, Anna's here. What's up, Anna? How you doing? Hayden wants to know if I was able to collect coins from any of these foreign places, or do they all use the euro? Everywhere uses the euro that we went to except Tunisia, and I did not get any Tunisian coins, unfortunately. But yeah, everywhere else is on the euro. Bolus, it's tough sometimes. We went on a few excursions that the cruise company will offer excursions, right? You don't have to do them. You can go do your own thing, but sometimes it's a lot easier to do what they're offering. It's a trade-off, right? Like, they have the whole excursion plan for you. It's very easy. It's very convenient, but you do feel a bit like a product, you're a dumb tourist. You're just doing the easy thing. They take you places. They show you cool stuff. It can feel somewhat authentic depending on the tour and the tour guide, but oftentimes it's very prepackaged, But we did do a few of those because we actually did not plan this trip in advance at all. It was very spontaneous. Sarah had time off this month. I wasn't sure, or last month. I wasn't sure that I was going to be able to get the time off finally I got approved for the time off, and we're like, should we do a honeymoon? Like, we've been talking about it a bunch, but we're like, we could also just do something closer to home or something smaller. But she'd been looking at some cruises. This one had come up. We had both agreed. It was a very cool itinerary. And then the scamp just whispered in my ear and said, do it. Do it. No, that didn't happen. But we just, we're like, you know what, YOLO. Like, we have the time. We have the means to do it right now. Who knows if this will happen again. So let's do it. And we're glad we did, because it was a spectacular time with some fantastic memories. Except for that part where the scamps invaded and we all had to run and hide. But aside from that, it was very good. And I guess what I'm saying though is we didn't have any time to plan any of our shore days, because we booked this cruise less than a week before the cruise left out of Barcelona. So in that time we had to, or not no, exactly a week, I guess. And so we had to book the cruise, book our flights, make sure we were all good at, like, the work. It was done enough that we could leave for our trip. We basically had no time. We had to pack. We had no time to actually plan our shore days. And so we kind of leaned on the pre-made excursions from the cruise, more so this time than we would normally like to. Oh my gosh. The chat keeps moving. It just keeps moving. Tell you what, guys, I'm gonna go get tonight's beer. I'm gonna get the beer. We'll do the beer pour, and then I'll yap about the trip some more. Okay. Good night, Harp. Harp, thank you for chilling with us. I'm glad you could be here for a bit. Have a wonderful night. Sleep well. I hope we see you soon. Take care. Okay, 1 second. I will be right back, friends. Don't touch that dial. Behave yourselves, or the mods are gonna smack you. And I'll be right back with the beer. Enjoy this very empty wall. Wow, that was like the tiniest amount of flames. Sargon came rolling in with the Blastoise squad and was like, don't you dare. And Guggers is like, peh. Just like a little bit of fire. And that was it. Y'all are growing up. Y'all are growing up. But not quite flameless. And to be fair, a bunch of y'all spam fire when I left earlier, so it's all about sending a message, y'all, says Guggers. Dylan says, no, it's been so long I forgot to be an arsonist. How could you? How could you? Anna says, while you go get your beer, I'm going to close my eyes. Hopefully I'm still awake by the time you get back, but if not, thank you for lulling me to sleep once more. I'm going to assume you're still awake because I think you just sent that message. But Anna, I hope we can help you fall asleep very soon. Very soon. Drake will never not get it, indeed. Yo, check out who it is on the YouTube chat. It's Face Beast, the one and only Face Beast. It is good to be back, Face Beast. Glad to be here with you. Alright, tonight's beer, friends. Tonight's beer is this beauty right here. Scala. A Norwegian table beer with apricot. Brewed by Mount Aerosmith Brewing in collaboration with Bayview Brewing. Both of these breweries are here on Vancouver Island, where I live. They're about 2 hours north of here. One is in Parksville, one is in Ladysmith, I believe, which are both towns, small towns north of here. And I picked this up because I was in Parksville at Aerosmith Brewing just earlier tonight. Like literally, we had dinner there. Why were we 2 hours away at dinner time, you might ask? Because we went on a 2-hour drive, well, 4-hour drive really, 2 hours there, 2 hours back, to go pick up a light fixture that we found on Facebook Marketplace that Sarah thought would be perfect for our dining nook in our kitchen area. And it is a very nice light fixture, I must admit. And do I have a picture of it? No, I don't. Anyway, it's very pretty. It's all stained glass and whatnot. So we grabbed dinner at the Mount Aerosmith Brewing. And you want to see a picture of my dinner? It was really tasty. It was a lot. They have like a barbecue joint there. And it's like, whoa, look at that. Chorizo sausages, baby back ribs, pulled pork, cornbread, slaw, pickles. It's pretty freaking good. But I picked up a couple of beers from them there that I had not had before, and this is one of them. So this is a Norwegian table beer, and what that means is it's actually quite weak in alcohol. It's a very sessionable beer, something you can drink a lot of over a long period of time. And in this particular case, it is 3%. 3%. So it's a light beer. It says here, Norwegian table beer with apricot. A collaborative affair between two friends, Mount Aerosmith Brewing and Bayview Brewing, came together to create this delicious fruited rendition of a table beer, an approachable and low ABV style that lends itself perfectly to any social occasion. And it says here, Island Brew Mountain View, premium fresh, handcrafted beer inspired by the mid-island lifestyle. Best enjoyed with good company. That's you. That's all y'all. But it's got some lovely art on it here. Desert Citizen, by the way, welcome back. Welcome back. Desert Citizen says, glad to catch a stream before I leave for work. Desert Citizen, I'm glad you could as well. I hope you can chill with us for at least a little bit. Also, thank you so much for that 21-month resub. Welcome back on in for another one, Desert Citizen. I hope you're doing great. But yeah, we've got this very kind of quaint Norwegian countryside art going on here. I guess that's what this is. I don't know. Kind of like maybe countryside's the wrong. It's like up in the mountains, really. I don't quite know what this is depicting, truth be told, but it's very pretty. It's very pretty. Oh, pardon me. Pardon me. I'm just scrolling back a little bit. What did I miss? What did I miss? What did I miss? V Panafresco, welcome. Welcome in. I'm afraid I don't speak Spanish, but it's nice of you to join us. Welcome. Ilk, good to see you. Welcome, Ilk. Ilk says, hi, I found the channel you mentioned a moment ago, Ambient Exploration. It's like you said, in Japan, with nature and such. Yeah, some really beautiful work on that channel. I hope you enjoy it, Ilk. That's right, Zukenfofer. Yes, the Lars homestead and many shots on Tatooine were filmed in Tunisia. You can go to the film set, but we didn't have the opportunity. Guggers says, if you had a conversation about dream trips yet, or perhaps they've already been done now and I missed it. You mean on this stream, have we talked about people's dream trips? No. What's your dream trips? What are your dream trips, Guggers? And anyone for that matter. What are your dreams, your hopes for travel? The honeymoon was lovely. Thank you, Anna. We had a very nice time. I'll show a few photos in a minute. Thank you for murdering the pesky scamp, Anna. Thank you also, Sargon, for commemorating the whisper scamp. Oh dear. Anna says, Nick, I was half asleep imagining you as an 18-year-old Italian bartender teaching me about drinks. Hey, sure. Whatever floats your boat. I don't know if you would find much of this style in Italy, but perhaps you could. Christian, what's up? What is up, my dude? Welcome, welcome. I'm glad you made it. I was starting to get worried there. I'm glad you're here with us. And thank you for the biddies. Appreciate the cheer. The apricot won't stop staring at me. That sounds delicious. Yeah, the artwork is really nice, isn't it? Look. Dream trips for Sarah and I. Egypt. We would love to go to Egypt together. We'd love to do a Nile River cruise. That's definitely up there. I don't know if we'll ever do it. It's very expensive. But that'd be pretty spectacular. Sarah would love to see Istanbul. I've been before, but I think she would love Turkey. So we'd like to get to Turkey as well. Those are high on our list. We'd like to get to Germany, actually. Sarah wants to see Neuschwanstein Castle. Fair enough. It's pretty spectacular. I would love to go. Can't go back to Constantinople. That's right. It's Istanbul, not Constantinople. Okay, let's crack open this beer. Let's open this thing. One sec. Team Brownie on YouTube says, what in the world is a table beer? What does it consist of? Tables. Tables. They brew it with tables. No, a table beer, I was explaining a moment ago, is a light beer. A very sessionable beer. So this is only 3% alcohol. And it's meant to be an easy drinking beer that you can drink all through the night. Right? Wood and apricot. What a mix. Alright, Let me readjust the microphones here so you guys get the crispest possible pour. That's right, Christian, you made it just in time. Just in time. Eric Omega, welcome. It has been a while. Nice, nice. It's always a good time for Skyrim. Alright. Let's pour it out. Here we go, friends. Time for the pour. Nice fizzy one. Listen to that froth. One thing I do find with the lighter beers, like a table style beer, is that they can often be a little thin, not a lot of excitement going on. And that is partly by design. Again, they're supposed to be very drinkable, right? This one, though, this one looks like it's actually got quite a bit of body to it. It's cloudy, hazy. It's got, yeah, a nice light apricot aroma and a bit of breadiness. But it looks really tasty. Let's try it out. Cheers, friends, to your dream trips and to future adventures. Cheers. Yummy. That's pleasingly tart. The apricot adds this nice tart element. It's got a fairly dry finish, but it's got quite a bit more body and flavor than other table beers I've had before. So you don't feel like you're missing out, you know, just because it's low ABV. This is a great sunny summer patio sipper, I think. Yeah, surprisingly juicy for something relatively low in the ABV. That's great. Really yummy. All right, let's adjust the microphones back, like so. Thank you, Drake. Thank you for your service. Does it taste like apricots and cedarwood? Actually, like a little bit, yeah. It's got quite a bit of tartness to it from that apricot. I wouldn't say it's much like cedarwood, but yeah, it's nice. I enjoy that. All right. Okay, where are we? What I miss? Guggers says typical Weeb trip is coming in November. Excellent. Wonderful. Japan is spectacular. I hope you love it. And the trip was wonderful, Christian. Thank you again for asking. Ecomega says, I had a good honeymoon. I plan on visiting Italy at some point. You should. Italy is a spectacular country. Like, truly. Like, beautiful in many ways. Many ways. Also, such incredible diversity from north to south. You know, it's got a lot to offer. Should you grab a root beer for this, Eric? Absolutely. Absolutely. Wheezy Lad, thank you. Cheers. Hey, Virgin Margaritas are great. Do you like a nice, like a blended ice Virgin Margarita, Eric Omega? It's basically like a fruit smoothie at that point. Anth says, I didn't realize you were live on YouTube. Indeed I am. Oh, the bot only linked Twitch on the Discord. That's not correct. Silly bot. I'm sorry, Anth. It's supposed to link both. Usually it does. But sometimes the bot's a little unreliable. FazeB says, I recently came back from a trip to Long Beach, California. Very nice. It was fun. I went with some friends to hang out there. I have been to Long Beach once, a very long time ago, but it's lovely there. I hope you had an excellent time with friends. Hey, Soundless, good to see ya. Welcome. I'm doing very well, thank you. The honeymoon was excellent. Thank you. Yeah, we had a really memorable time. Really enjoyed ourselves. As I told some folks here, all great except for the very end where we got sick on the way back. But the rest of the trip, the vast majority of the trip, was spectacular. I did promise I'd share a few photos, so let me just see if I can find some nice ones to share with y'all. So as I was explaining, we were on a cruise, and we spent the first day and a bit in Barcelona because that's where the cruise departed from. And I had never been to Barcelona before, but it's a lovely city. It has an amazing food scene. If you love pretty much any food, it's spectacular. But we found so many fun and tasty restaurants there. Like here, what's the best way for me to share these? Let's see what makes sense. I guess I'll just do it that way. Sure. Okay. It's probably a better way to do this, but for now, we'll just do it like this. Let me add source image. I can't set up an image slideshow, but I haven't selected which ones I want yet. I'm just going to be doing it as I go, so I'll just do it this way. Let's do this. And let me find that image. Nope, that's not what I want. Let's do that. And let's add that one. And let's size this properly, because that's huge. That's enormous. Transform fit to screen. There we go. You guys should be able to see the photos, the photons, and I will be here. John, welcome. John, it's good to see you. Glad you could join us tonight. John says, Nick, what a pleasure, my friend. I hope your vacation was relaxing and fulfilling. It was definitely the second, a bit less the first. It wasn't super relaxing, but it was very nice. Selfishly, I'm glad you're back. You know what? We had a great time. I am also glad to be home, truly. Can't wait to hear your thoughts on Doom the Dark Ages, which I've not had a chance to dive into yet, but it keeps calling to me. I will try it out soon. John, I'm glad you could be with us. I'm glad you could make it out tonight, and happy 45 months, John. It was a big anniversary. Getting very close to that 4-year mark. What the frick? Also, Soundless, you are almost to that 2-year mark as well in the sub club. So thank you for 23 months, Soundless. And Dawn's Eternal Light. Dawn's Eternal Light just dropped in with the 24 months. Dawn's Eternal Light. Wait. It says 23 months here, but it says 24 months there. I don't know what to believe. I don't know what to believe. Maybe it's 23. At any rate, happy 23 months anniversary, Dawn's Eternal Light, and welcome. The trip was incredible. Thank you. We're just now getting to look at some photos. So you've showed up at the right time if you want to see some trip photos. Eric says there's an extremely authentic Mexican restaurant down the street from me. They have insanely good strawberry margaritas blended with strawberries. That sounds delish. That sounds delish. So anyway, here's a picture of Barcelona. This is one of the little squares, plazas off of what they call La Rambla, which is a long walking street, basically, that cuts through the city all the way down to the water. And it is, you know, sort of the place you go as a tourist to walk. But there's all kinds of shops, all kinds of restaurants, all kinds of, you know, vendors and performers and stuff. It is sort of one of the hearts of the city, is my understanding. And this is just a little plaza that was off of the main drag there. We wandered in here. We found a nice restaurant to have dinner at and just people watch a little bit. So that was nice. This was taken from where we were sitting, enjoying our dinner. Of course, tapas are a big thing in Spain, and so we, did a lot of eating various, little plates. Tapas are basically like, if you don't know, like small appetizer-sized portions, but you order a variety of them, but you just kind of have them at the table. And it's a nice way to have a lunch or a dinner. You get sort of a variety of different dishes. Yes, the weather was great for the entire time, except we got a little bit of rain in Florence and cloudy skies, but not rainy when we were in Pompeii. And then one day at sea, we had some fairly stormy weather, which was not good for the stomach. That was a somewhat unpleasant day because the ship was doing a lot of this. But otherwise, the weather was very nice. Sandy over on YouTube asks question, is there any entertainment on the way back? Or is it kind of low-key? Entertainment, do you mean like on the boat? Or on the way back, do you mean like in-flight entertainment on the plane? Because they're on the cruise ship, they have a show every night of varying types, but musical artists, performers, illusionists, dancers, that kind of thing. Which honestly, we did not go to many of them because we were usually so tired by the end of the day. But yeah. So on the cruise, there were shows every day, but we did not take advantage of too many. Like I said, just because we would spend the day on shore almost every day, right? And it was usually an early start, and then by the time we got back, we would have dinner, and then we'd just be super tired and super full. Be like, we're just gonna go back to the room, read a bit, and then sleep, pretty much, for the most part. Mr. Sky, good to see you. Welcome. Don's Eternal Light says the month discrepancy might be because I have it set on renewing every 3 months. Maybe. I don't know. At any rate, I appreciate it. So, I don't know. Twitch be crazy sometimes. Eric, you've never finished the Arcane University? Oh, it's a good one. It's kind of short, but it's good. Oh, was it warm rain? Yeah, it was warm enough in Florence. It wasn't cold rain anyway. It wasn't quite like a Florida warm rain, though. Hey, I think we can probably turn off slow mode now. We've quieted down enough. I think I can turn it off for you. There you go. You are free. Be free. And so, yeah, we enjoyed that time we spent in Barcelona. And we spent a little more time in Barcelona afterwards when we got back. I'll give you a selfie. Hopefully Sarah forgives me. I've not cleared with her sharing these photos, but I think she would be okay if we shared this selfie. It's just oh, sorry, another alarm. I need to remember to turn off my alarms on stream nights. I reactivate, or I turned them on while we were on the trip. Forgot to deactivate. Okay, pardon me. Where is a nice selfie? There we are. That's us in the square. Just at the fountain that you saw in the other picture there. Vanquisher, welcome. Glad you can make it. Vanquisher says, hey Nick, how you doing, man? I missed you and I hope you had a great 2 weeks. I did. We did. We had a wonderful time. I'm glad you could make it out for the stream, Vanquisher. Happy 34 months anniversary. Cheers. I could put a smile emoji over her face, that's true, but I didn't. Yeah, I mean, a lot of the buildings in Barcelona look like this. I noticed, here, I'll see if I can find another shot, but balconies are a real big thing in Barcelona. Like, they really seem to like their wrought iron balconies. I know that seems weird, but yeah, it just seemed like there were a lot of really pretty, like here's a good example. There's gotta be a better way to do this, but where are we here? No, not that one. Not that one. Sorry, I'm just trying to find. Trying to find this picture I found over there. Well, I don't know. This is probably a good example, though. Yeah, that gives you an idea. But there's all these balconies like this. It seemed like it was that kind of everywhere in the city. These beautiful wrought iron balconies. Lots of people growing beautiful plants and stuff on them. Vanquisher says, well, I started a new job as a low voltage technician running Cat6 data wires through new houses and developments. Hey, congrats on the new job. That actually sounds great. That sounds like it could also lead to more things. Her eyes are censored by the sunglasses, says Sargon. Yeah, I'm sure it's fine. FazeBeast asks, are you looking forward to the Nintendo Switch 2 later this week? I am, but I don't have... Sorry, that's my mat down here. I'm just playing with it with my feet. I shouldn't be. I don't have a pre-order for a Switch 2 yet, so I don't think I'm going to be playing it later this week. But I am eventually looking forward to it. Anth says, were you about ready to come back home when it was done, or would you have stayed longer if you could have? I could have done another week, I think, and enjoyed it, but I was at the point where, you know, I was starting to miss some stuff about home, for sure. So, like, I've done some pretty long trips in past, like about a month in past, and by the time, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but by the end of a month or so away, you start to feel a little homesick, you know. You kind of want to get home, want to have your own comfy place, you know, the creature comforts that you're used to. Even on a really nice trip, you know, like on a cruise. I don't know, there's something about home. Nothing's ever as comfortable as home. All right, so after Barcelona, we went to Tunisia, like I said. And Tunisia was really cool because it was my first time in Africa, on the African continent. And gosh, I must have some pictures from Tunisia here on my phone, right? Or did I take them all on my camera? Because it looks like it skips straight from Barcelona here. Just give me 1 second. Oh, these are out of order. It's weird. Okay, well, unfortunately, there's a chunk of photos missing here. So I don't actually have any photos from Tunisia here on my phone. I didn't quite get them all transferred over, and maybe it hadn't transferred the Tunisian ones yet. Oh, that's too bad. It's a bummer. But Tunisia was cool because it's just a part of the world that I'd never been to, and I wasn't quite sure what to expect. And it was interesting to see, you know, sort of slices of life there. The city itself, Tunis, is I think it's about, well, let me see. I want to say it's like maybe a couple million people. Let's find out. Okay, yeah, the greater Tunisia area is 2.6 million. So, you know, it's a big city. It's not a tremendously huge city, but it's a big city. And it was interesting to see different areas of the city as we drove through. We went right to sort of the center downtown, and we saw areas around their sort of administrative center. We saw the city hall for Tunisia. We saw some other kind of federal government buildings there. Then we went to a market in the part of the old town, the Medina, and we spent some time checking out shops there. We saw lots of jewelry. We saw some fragrance sellers. We had people try and sell us carpets. We did not buy any carpets, but you know, it's kind of a classic experience, you know, in the market. A lot of truck going by for this time of night. But that was really neat. And then we went to this museum. It's called the Bardo Museum. The Bardo Museum. And it is, I believe, the largest collection of Roman mosaics in the world. And that was spectacular. Again, I wish I had photos from it, but I guess those are some of the ones that didn't copy over. Yeah, some spectacular mosaics, the likes I've never seen before. Truly world class, including some really incredible micro mosaics where it's like if you didn't look really close, you couldn't even tell that they're mosaics. And then we visited the ruins of ancient Carthage, of which there is virtually nothing, like I said, because the Romans decided to pretty much expunge Carthage from existence. But then eventually, about 100 years later, they built on top of it. So we saw the old Carthaginian port, which is a man-made harbor that they had dug out in a very particular shape. and we saw some rubble underneath some layers of Roman settlement. But that was pretty much all we saw of the Carthaginian influence. But then we did see the Roman baths that they built there, which were some pretty neat ruins. I see that Dardanos has requested some mic scritches. Some mic scritches. So let's do that. Let's do that. Dardanos, how are you? Vanquisher says, on that note, I have to catch some Z's. All right, Vanquisher, thank you for chilling with us. Even though it was brief, I appreciate you stopping to say hi, and congrats on the new job again. I'm sure you'll get the swing of it. I'm sure that your hands will stop blistering soon, and I hope you enjoy it. We'll see you soon. Sleep well. I wonder if any of the viewers are Tunisian. Do we have any Tunisian viewers here? I would be surprised. I would be very surprised if we had any Tunisians with us tonight. But you never know. You never know. FazeB says, whenever I go on long trips, in the first few days I get homesick and so ready to go back home. Yeah, that's fair. Like I said, nowhere is ever quite as comfortable as home. But I tend to get pretty swept up in the excitement of a new place. Before I eventually start to get a bit homesick. Geralk, welcome. Geralk says, I hope you're doing great. Any thoughts on Switch 2? Are you getting it? Yes, I would love to get one, but I've not been able to get a pre-order anywhere. I'm still hoping that the Nintendo Store emails me and says it's my turn in line to order one from them. I like what they're showing with the Switch 2. I want to get my hands on one. I play any Mario Kart. But yeah. Not going to be for a little bit, probably. Levy says, I'm personally not Tunisian, but the food was so good when you tried it. Yeah, we had a nice meal there. It was like a tagine kind of chicken with couscous and that sort of thing. It was quite tasty. Yes, when I eventually do get my hands on a Switch 2, you can bet I will do an unboxing on the channel. Dawn's Eternal Light, you're waiting for that email too? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it'll never arrive. Okay, so Tunisia was very cool, but we were only there one day. We then sailed to Malta. Malta is a tiny island nation in the middle of the Mediterranean, between Tunisia in North Africa and southern Italy, like Sicily. And it is, I believe, the 10th smallest country in the world, and I believe the 9th most densely populated, or something like that, very close to those numbers. So it is small, it is dense. It is also somewhere you might recognize if you watched Game of Thrones. Many scenes in King's Landing were filmed in Malta. Malta has a really interesting history because it's kind of a crossroads of the Mediterranean where many different powers have occupied it over the years, and it has a strong association with the Knights of St. John, who were fending off the Ottoman incursion and famously prevented the Ottoman Empire from taking the island of Malta, and in doing so were showered with wealth by European nations for being the protectors of Europe, essentially. And they became very, very wealthy indeed, and they have quite a historical presence on the island of Malta, with many spectacular buildings, structures there. And so I'm just gonna, but anyway, the capital is Valletta, and the old town Valletta is very, very beautiful. And let me just see if I can find some nice photos to share here. So here is a view from, let me just see if I can find this to share with you on stream. Maybe it'd be easier if I made these a little smaller. There we go. There we go. There we go. So that is a view from the Upper Baracca Gardens in Valletta, looking out across the harbor, where the cruise ship had come in from. And Valletta is built up on this kind of like these big walls all the way around, and the city itself is up a little higher, as you can sort of see. Dylan, these are actually not. These are just straight off of my Samsung S21. I do have, nicer photos taken with a nicer camera. I just haven't had time to take them off the camera yet or do anything with them, because we got home not long ago and then we were sick for a bit. So, but I do intend to share some really some of the nicest ones that I eventually find. All the ones I took, and do a video where I, edit them a bit in Lightroom and talk about the trip as well. So there'll be an opportunity then to hear me yap about the trip again. The Upper Baracca Gardens were very pretty. I don't know. Again, none of these are spectacular shots or anything. But hopefully you just get a sense of I need to set this up as a slideshow, because this is not a good way to do this at all. Or I'm going through and trying to there, that's a nice shot, but you can see it kind of up high in the city in the distance there. I know my dumb head is in front of some of it as well. And let me close some of these out. Phaseby says Nerd should start camping out Best Buy in 3 days to get one. Well, I don't know what local stock is going to be like, but I assume not good. I assume trying to get a Switch 2 on launch day is going to be pretty much impossible. It has indeed slowed down. Feel free to share, Naga. I'll see if I can find another couple shots. So in Malta, we actually had 2 days. Our boat stayed overnight in Malta. So we got to spend time just kind of doing our self-paced exploration around Valletta. And then we also got to go on a tour, sort of a planned tour. Here, this is pretty spectacular. I think this is called the Co-Cathedral of St. Paul, I believe, is what this one was. And it is maybe the most spectacular cathedral I've ever been in. And I've been in some pretty spectacular cathedrals, including St. Peter's. But yeah, this place is wild. Just the the amount of insane detail, all the gilding on every single crazy surface, the insane frescoes on the ceiling. You can't see it, but on the floor is tombs of Knights of St. John, and each tomb is made, of marble inlay, and each one is unique. Each one is so fascinating, and I've never seen anything quite like it. For some reason, though, my photos of that are also not here. I don't know. I guess they just didn't copy over. I'll have to copy them off my phone again. But, yeah, that place was wild. Incredibly ostentatious. Incredibly beautiful. What's the best thing we ate? We really enjoyed, actually. We had a lovely, lovely meal on Malta. I'll see if I can find a picture of it. It was delish, though. It was just delish. Okay, well, this is one picture, at least, of the tapas plate that we enjoyed. But there's some really tasty stuff there. I'll just find the picture and then I'll show you. I'll explain what you're seeing. Yeah, there we go. So this one was really good. It has, I guess the most unique thing is there's this bread with kind of like an herbed tuna on top with olive oil that was really, really tasty. It was like really good homemade bread. And then this delicious tuna on top. There's also this bean dip, which was quite tasty as well. I don't know exactly how it's made, but clearly made of beans and spices. I don't know. Like a hummus almost, but not made of chickpeas. And then, of course, they have all like the sun-dried tomatoes, the olives. Somewhere on this plate, there's also a type of local pork sausage that they make, which was really tasty. There was the crackers and stuff, obviously. Oh, and sheep's cheese. They have this type of sheep's cheese that they do there, which is like a very peppered, soft cheese. So lots of pepper and a nice soft sheep's cheese. Super tasty. They're also famous for stewed rabbit. And I don't normally eat rabbit. Not something I really enjoy mostly, but that stewed rabbit was really, really good. It was super tasty. So, yeah, we really enjoyed the food on Malta. It was very good. I'm sorry, Christian. Sarah would not have it. She was like, no, I will not eat bunnies. Like I said, normally I wouldn't either, but I was like, we're here. I gotta try the local specialty. And it was quite delicious. And we also went to this Neolithic site, or Paleolithic, I can't remember exactly, but it was really neat because it's freaking old as heck, like 6,000 years old, and there's a number of such sites around Malta, and here's a kind of a fun iconic piece from there. Let me just bring it up here. It's a scrolling. There we go. It's over on the right side there. It's like this lower torso. It's like the bottom half of a figure. They don't know anything more about this figure, its origins, whether like male, female, god, deity, whatever. No one knows. This is all that we have. But it's like this, just this bottom half, but very evocative, very unique. Again, this site, I should probably actually give you some some proper information about it. The Tarshian temples is what this site is called. The Hal-Tarshian prehistoric complex. Let me read you some actual facts. I'm just trying to see when exactly it's dated to. The Hal-Tarshian prehistoric complex is an archaeological complex in Tarshian on Malta. They date to approximately 3,400 BC. So that puts them at roughly 5,500 years old. The site was accepted as a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1992, along with other megalithic temples on the island. But yeah, some really neat stuff there. I was going to say something else, but I completely forget what. So anyway, but we saw lots of other sites on Malta as well. Here we are in Mdina, which is the old city, the old capital of Malta, and this is, I believe, where King's Landing was filmed. Let me just see if I can find a good picture here. Well, here's a good one that kind of gives you a sense of what it's like there. If I can find it over here now. There you go. King's Landing vibes, anyone? Some actual factual ASMR nerd content. That's right. That's right. Just two little feet. Yeah, Christian, it was actually quite chicken-like. The rabbit was. Sargon says, my grandparents used to raise a food rabbit. That was before I was born. At one point, I kept a runt as a pet. Aw, that little runt. Lucky bunny. Doomslayer wants a word with me for eating rabbits. Today's beast. Yeah, Dylan, you can kind of see, you can see the King's Landing in there. But Mdina was very pretty, very aesthetically appealing old town. I don't know, I could keep going. We've got a bajillion photos here, but one of the cool things about, as we were pulling out from Malta, out of the harbor there, they had arranged to do a salute with the cannons for our cruise ship as we sailed past. So they had battery with 8 cannons up there just below the upper gardens, and each of them fired off big kaboom smoke and stuff. It's kind of fun as we sailed by. There's a lot more here, and maybe I should save this. Maybe what I should do is take some time to actually sort through these photos and pick out some of my favorites and prepare them in a slideshow so that it's a little smoother rather than me just searching through here as we go, because this is not a very efficient way for me to show you pictures. Also, I'm missing a chunk of them, and it's a little cumbersome. But anyway, after this, I'll show you one more if I can find it, because it's we visited Sicily, which was cool. We went up Mount Etna, which is the active volcano on Sicily. But then also, as we sailed away from Sicily, we sailed past Stromboli, which is another active volcano out in the ocean north of Sicily. And that was a pretty cool sight. We sailed by right at sunset, and it was puffing. It was just puffing out a little bit of smoke for us as we sailed by. Let's see if I can find a good one of it puffing some smoke. But we sailed quite close. Sadly, it did not. Erupt for us. We did not get to see any lava, but it was still a pretty beautiful sight. OMG Capybara, hello, hello, and welcome. Good to be back. Let's see if I can find a little puffy, a little Stromboli puffy. There we go. That was a Stromboli at sunset with just a little puff of smoke coming out there. Stromboli, known historically as the lighthouse of the Mediterranean, because it's been erupting more or less continuously for a couple thousand years. And so oftentimes there would be light and lava and that kind of thing. So this was a very cool part of the cruise. Eric Omega says, I've never actually seen an active volcano. If you ever get a chance, go to Hawaii, go to Volcanoes National Park. That is spectacular. That's pretty cool, isn't it, Christian? You like a naga? It's pretty neat. We got a fair bit closer as well. Although, like I said, unfortunately, it was not lava-ing for us, but there we go. Still puffing away a little bit in there as it got dark. And bizarrely, there are permanent residents on Stromboli. You would not think that this would be the kind of place you would want to live, given that it does erupt like with lava, like every few weeks or something, or at least every couple months. But no, I think they said there's about 400 permanent residents. As you can see on the right-hand side there's a very small community right on the water, and I believe they mostly facilitate tourism, people who want to come see the volcano. But yeah, it was quite the sight. No Pompeii 2025 edition, please. Space Beast, that's right. Exactly. Thanks, Elk. Thank you. Yeah, Eric. Yeah, definitely. If you can get to Hawaii, for sure. You're most welcome, Elk. You're most welcome. It's my pleasure. Griffin Brown says, can you make a new Battlefront 2 video since it got revived? It got revived? How so? I had not heard. It revived in what way? I have not thought of Battlefront 2 for quite a while, but it's still a gorgeous game. That game was so freaking ahead of its time. Battlefront 2 has been insane. It's nothing but noobs. How did it, like, where did this resurgence of Battlefront 2 come from? I'll try and find another nice Stromboli shot. There we go. Except Stromboli's now hiding over here. But it was beautiful at sunset there. These volcanic islands. Really pretty. Erica says, I never got into the Battlefront 2 reboot. I still play the original PC version. Hey, original Battlefront 2 is primo. Frickin' peak. Oh, Andor. That makes sense. People are playing it because of Andor. I've seen Andor Season 1, but I've not yet watched Season 2, so please no spoilers. But yeah, Andor's fantastic. I agree, Christian. Season 1 was spectacular. Sargon says the original Battlefront 2 is superior, and I will die on that hill. I might be with you on that. I might be with you on that. And to me, I took pictures on my phone. That's just my Galaxy S21 doing the photos here. But I also took pictures with this camera that you guys are watching on right now. My Sony ZV-1, which is not a DSLR or anything, but has a nice little 1-inch sensor. It takes some very nice photos. So I have not taken those photos off the memory card yet, though. But I will do that. I will do that. Probably do a video with it. Griffin says, not content-wise, but player count skyrocketed. Everybody now trying to get a Battlefront 3. It could happen. I will say it could happen. Sargon, how could you? How could you? Fair enough. Pardon me. Anyway, maybe we'll leave it here tonight for the photos because it's getting kind of late. And like I said, I should probably take some time to go through the pictures, find my favorites, and then make a little slideshow. It'd be a lot less of me searching around trying to find pictures I like. But yeah, did I see, hey John Westmiller, are you still here? Because I have a name trace for you from 45 minutes ago. John, if you're still here, please let me know. Please let me know, John. But anyway, yeah, that's just a little taste of the trip. Again, I will take my time to finally get my pictures off of this camera and sort them all, pick the ones I like. I intend to make a YouTube video going through some of my favorites, doing some light photo editing, and talking a little bit more about what we saw. Because after Malta, like I said, we went to Sicily, then we went to Salerno, where we got to see Pompeii. We spent some nice time in Sorrento, which is a beautiful town in Italy. And then we went up to Livorno, where we got to go to Florence. Florence is a spectacular city. We spent some time in Valencia, in Spain, also really gorgeous. So we saw quite a bit in a relatively short amount of time. But I'm getting pretty tired. I'm not gonna lie, friends. We've been at this for about 3 hours now. I had hoped we would get a little Oblivion in tonight, but I think I'm probably going to have to head to bed shortly. As I explained at the beginning of the stream, I'm just getting over a bout of norovirus, which hit us just after we got home, or as we were on our way home from this trip. And I'm still a bit jet lagged as well. Still readjusting to Pacific time here, and I've got work tomorrow morning. I've got a meeting first thing. So I probably ought to get some sleep. That's basically what I'm saying. Take Spring says, I caught the last photo or two. It looked really nice. Now side time for some Thief too. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. We're probably coming up on time for a new Thief 2 episode soon. Naga says, so in the time since the last stream, I forgot to mention it then, and the time since I had begun, undertaken, and completed the process of buying a house. What? And you're all moved in? What? Seriously? You bought a house and moved in 3 weeks? Like you shopped for a house, bought a house, and moved into said house in the span of 3 weeks? That's crazy. Holy crap, that's huge news. Congratulations. That's wild. Congratulations, Naga. Do you love your new house? What prompted that? That is nuts. Okay, around 4 weeks. I guess I hadn't streamed for a little before we left. So, yeah, I guess it's been about a month. that's a lot in a month. I would love to see photos. Feel free to DM me if at any point you want to share them on the Discord, of course. You're welcome to as well. Hey, Thorek. Look who it is, Thorek. You arrived just in time for the end of the stream in a moment. I'm going to be wrapping it up. But Thorek, with the 70 freaking 8 months. My God. FamCam was at 73 months earlier. 78. Frick. What is that? What even is that? Thorax says, yo, sorry I'm late. It's okay, you did make it just in time for the very end of the stream. I'm well. I'm tired, but I'm well. I hope you're doing great too. Naga, you've been wanting to buy a house for a while. Fair enough. Had you been doing some kind of like, just like keeping an eye on things, looking for places? Or did you finally just decide, okay, now we're going to look? And then you looked and you're like, wow, this is the place. Christian says you should do a chill battle for the 2 walkthrough. 15 player count doubled, almost tripled. Yeah, that sounds like it's popping off. That's crazy. Maybe I'll download it again. I have not had it on here for quite some time, but if I have time, it would be kind of fun. It's a very pretty game. It's a very beautiful Star Wars simulator. Just saved and waited for the optimal time. Yeah, fair enough, Naga. Don't feel like you gotta dox yourself or anything either. Did John ever say... Did John say I'm here? I don't think so. I'm sorry, John. I failed you once again. I feel like this happens often where John comes on in and requests a name trace and then I don't get to it for like 45 minutes and then John's falling asleep. I'm going to refund John's points. Or at least won't take them all. Tickspring says Falcor is on if you're looking for a raid recipient. I am. That is a fantastic idea. Y'all love it over at Falcors. I love it over at Falcors. Let's go raid Falcor. Let's go raid Falcor. Here we go. Here we go. Let's see. Oh, let's see. Oh, let's see. What's Falcor up to right now? Pride merch and ASMR story time. Love it. Love it. Let's do it. Let's start this raid. All right, friends, if you're hanging out on Twitch, you know the drill. I can't even talk. Hang out in the chat. You'll come with us over to Falcor's stream. I promise you, you will love it over there. Falcor, if you've never been over there, she has a lot of soft-spoken reading, a lot of chatting. The vibes are immaculate. Seriously, she's wonderful. Her community is wonderful. You'll have a fantastic time. So make sure you stick around. Join us over there. If you want to support an awesome streamer, hit that follow when you get there. Let them know where you came from. If you are subscribed here, you are welcome to use our raid emote. But if you are not subscribed, that's totally cool too. Just be awesome, be chill, be your great selves when you get over there. And all will be well. Sorry I've got to wrap it up a little earlier than I normally would, friends. Like I said, I'm still recovering from the trip and from illness. I'm very tired. I got work tomorrow, so I'm going to go take care of myself. But there will be a stream next weekend, as far as I know. Next Sunday, we'll be back. We will have a good one. Play something. I don't know. We'll see. In the meantime, y'all have yourselves a wonderful week. A wonderful week. Shout out to both YouTube and the Twitch chats here. Hey, Yakinono. Good to see you at the very end here. And I will see y'all next week.